Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how are you, man?
I am doing swell. How are you?
I'm alright, man. Trying to not go outside because it's way too fucking humid.
Yeah, bro. Yesterday was so nice. If I tell you how much yesterday I stood outside just in the rain, I had all the people in my building like, "Why are you out in the rain?" It's like, this is the nicest I'm gonna get for the next couple months. Leave me be.
Dude, I know you probably didn't get it, but here where I live, we get the Philadelphia affiliate stations. Well, I think it was up towards Lancaster or somewhere in that area. They had like the rain was so heavy that it like because they showed the picture this morning. I was like, holy shit! It eroded part of this street away up there.
Well, yeah, but like, do they have like real streets there? Or is that like dirt roads? Is that
Well,
where the
this was
isn't that
like
where the Amish live?
yeah,
Lancaster?
yeah. Well, I'm assuming this was right before that.
Oh yeah, because I would expect their houses to fucking float away.
Yeah, I've never been there, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, it's a different way to live. All the power to them. Like, I think their lifestyle is fucking so interesting. Little odd fact: did you know that they have a point in their life where they're allowed to go out into the real world and then they choose to come back to their community?
Yes.
I thought that, like, they did a whole like TV show on that, and I couldn't believe it. It was like they get to like live normal lives, and people choose to go back. Like, to me, that's crazy.
Especially like if you've lived a kind of like sheltered life and then it's like from 0 to 100, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's so interesting. Off topic, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be wild, man.
But yeah, we got a lot of wrestling in the next 48 hours, don't we?
Holy crap. Yeah, I'm going to a show tonight and then I'll be watching a bunch of stuff on the network.
Yeah, we got for those who don't know, this weekend there are four major shows. Well, three major shows and one Evolve show. And it's not to make it fun of Evolve, it's Evolve. It's not.
It's not in the same league.
Yeah, but it'll be cool that it's on the network. Unfortunately, it happens to be at the same time as a fucking charity show, but
Yeah, because I feel bad because I know quite a few guys that are on that Evolve show.
yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's more WWE's fault.
Oh,
I see I see people trying to say, well, this was planned in advance. Like, I could find like, not newspaper clippings, like articles online from February that talk about Fight for the Fallen and what date it is. So I don't want to hear that WWE didn't have time, like that it was a scheduling conflict. Like, you're talking 5-6 months in advance. They were talking about this at AEW.
Yeah. But I was going to say, you're talking about someone that personally, like, ran their own shows up against the old NWA Clash of the Champions, so that's a crock of shit.
What are you talking about?
Back in the day, WWE used to do this anyway. They would run shows head-to-head with, like, other companies.
Oh yeah, I just think it's in bad form because it's a fucking charity show for the victims of gun violence, like particularly the shooting of the Madden tournament, which was in Jacksonville last year.
Yeah, see, I originally thought it was for the shooting at that
Nightclub?
nightclub in
No,
Fulton.
no, it's because this happened in Jacksonville, and video games is a big part of, like the Young Bucks and like a lot of like Omega, Cody. Video games is a big crossover to our generation of wrestling fans. So to hear that people were at a video game tournament and got killed, how much different is that? How much different is that than going to a wrestling show and people getting killed?
Yeah.
It's a gathering of nerds, of a select niche of nerds. And if we heard about a shooting at a wrestling show, like, that'd be fucking awful. So I guess because it's so personal to the Khan family, because it's in Jacksonville, that's why they picked it. But it was mainly for the gun violence of that particular instance
Okay. Real quick, I know you follow the guy because I asked you this last night. I finally caught the 8-bit version of Cody's theme song.
Yeah, that one guy who puts out the orchestral pieces also. Yeah, he's fantastic. There's him and I actually don't know if I sent it to you. You know the guy who rapped out Adam Cole at Takeover 25?
Yes.
He's apparently his channel is Wrestle and Flow, and he takes original WWE theme songs, doesn't even jazz them up that much, and not even just WWE, it's just Restless theme songs, and turns them into brief rap songs. So whether it be like a minute and a half or 2 minutes, so that Undisputed Era song he came out with, he actually came out with over a year ago, and it's been on his YouTube channel, and Cole went out of his way to try to get him to go do it.
Well, that's a hell of a talent.
Yeah, he's real good. Like, he has some really, really good ones. His Ricochet one is good, and like
Easy there.
sorry, scratchy throat tonight. Fucking air conditioner. He did one for Bailey, which has like a stupid 2 or 3 4-minute introduction with fucking Izzy the superfan being all heel, yelling at him to do a Bailey one, and then he knocks it out of the park. It's like a fucking Will Smith kind of boppy kind of rap song.
That's funny.
But yeah, he's fantastic. For those listening, it's Wrestle and Flow, I believe it is, and his name is Josiah Williams. So check it out.
That's awesome. Now, before we get into some more stuff, let's go through this. Don't forget to check out our social media stuff. You can find it at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at ASC Pods. Don't forget to check out our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Check them out on Twitter at B Plus Radio. Also check out their sponsors over at Audible. You could get a 30-day free trial, ebooks, podcasts, comedy stuff, whatever you like. Go to audibletrial.com/B Plus Players. Now, as we're talking about music, did you hear about what happened at the Blink-182 concert?
Yes, and I actually saw the very limited video that has been released. So,
Oh my god.
what is your opinion on it?
I just think they're two fucking idiots.
See, like, by all accounts, what I get out of it is Janela went over to introduce himself, and fucking Enzo acted like a dickhead.
Well,
That's what I got out of it. So I don't know, like, that's what the general consensus seems to be. And the video I see, it's not that Janela was scared of him. Janela just didn't want to fight at a concert. You know, I mean, fucking, in the video that Enzo's bragging about, there's some fucking woman just screaming, "Eric, come on, Eric." Like, so he's clearly the one who was not in control. And you don't need to be a tough guy to not want to fight. You know what I mean?
definitely.
So, I mean, the one dude has death matches, and another dude got knocked out by a ring rope. And if I'm defending Janela,
Is that why it's so fucking hot out?
yeah. I'm about to say, I mean, if it started snowing tonight, that would explain it.
Yeah.
This fucking hell is frozen over. But, in that situation, I don't think Janela was wrong. I mean, if what I hear is true, and Janela literally just went over to introduce himself, and Enzo just being a dick, like, "Oh, I thought he was a fan." Well, I mean, then you're just a piece of trash, bro.
I think the bigger thing is why in the hell are Blink-182 going on tour in 2019?
Why the fuck not? They're still good. I mean, fucking think about how long the Rolling Stones have been on tour. Well, I mean, I'm not comparing them, but, you know, I mean, Aerosmith. I mean, like, you got some bands that don't know when to call it quits.
And they had a weird combination with them. It was, and he's apparently already left the tour. It was them and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, that is kind of strange.
I mean, I'm not knocking the dude or anything, but it's just a weird, like, combination of people on tour.
Oh, absolutely.
But no, that video was pretty. I just laughed. I was like, "What the hell is this shit?"
Yeah, I just, you know, Enzo got knocked out by a ring rope, so I don't know if he should be the one calling people pussy and all this other stuff. So,
And I don't even know what he's doing now anyway.
nothing. Nothing. He's getting signed to shitty indie shows. Sorry if there's any shitty indie wrestling fan who's listening, but like compared to where he was, everything else is a step down.
Yeah, no, you're not making fun of independent shows. It's just from where he was. You're like, wow.
Yeah, and for like, I wouldn't be calling him shitty indie shows if he wasn't walking around like he was still a tough guy. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, you're working for shitty indie shows, most of which probably won't last another 2 years. So it's like you're really not in a position to be talking shit. You know, you're not in a company that would behoove you.
Probably, and I'll give Cass credit. It seems that he's turned his life around.
Yeah, bro. I mean, if he's legit living in a sober living home, trying to make his life better, then fuck yeah, more power to him. You know, I mean, it's we live, we learn. I don't take back any of my criticisms of him at the time because that was who he was at the time. But people, you know, I don't hold them against him. Like he admitted he was a fuck boy because of his drug issue. I mean, like his alcohol issues and where he was mentally and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Now I understand why he was like that. I can forgive that.
Yeah, at least you're willing to, you know, admit that you fucked up and now you just move on.
Yeah, and it's not like my approval means anything anyway to him, but as a fan, I can say, all right, I can reinvest in him now.
Yeah.
Now, Enzo, on the other hand, like at first it was like, all right, Enzo's a piece of shit. You know, he's being accused of rape. Oh, shit. He didn't do it. Now I felt bad for him losing his job. And now all he's done is just run his mouth since he's come back. So, since, like, he's been relevant again. So it's like, all right, now I just want to see you fail.
Yeah. But here's some more interesting news because we got a lot of stuff on the table. Apparently, LAX... their contract is up at Impact, and they will not be returning.
Well, I think MLW and maybe not MLW. I know AEW and WWE have expressed interest in them. So,
yes.
I look at it like this. At this point for people, because I fully do believe when Tony Khan says that for the most part, they're close to capacity with their roster. Because I don't think they really need to add that many more people because you've got a full, robust roster already. Like, that's a workable roster for one show a week.
Yes. Otherwise, everybody else is going to get stale.
Yeah, either that or you're going to have people who are never on TV, or we're going to be stuck with gimmick matches that have 45 guys in them.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And I understand that they want to be, you know, with such limited TV time, we're not going to see everybody every week, which I'm cool with. I'm so cool with that. Give me a week break, like what NXT does. Sometimes you don't have the champion on for a couple weeks. That's cool. The story still continues. Let's focus on something else. But I think that if at this point, on this date, if you're still getting an offer from AEW, I think it would behoove you greatly if you want to continue to wrestle to accept an AEW. If you want financial security for your future and you're okay with maybe not wrestling as much, go to WWE.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because, in my opinion, those two dudes are one of the best tag teams out there right now.
You know, I mean, like, I want what I always want, not what's best for me, but what's best for the performer. If they want to sign 5-year contracts at WWE and risk maybe not getting on TV that much, you know, turning into any of the other tag teams, but it'll get them financial security. It'll start getting them royalties. All good for them. I'm not going to judge because I'd probably be taking that path too. But they're also young men. They're not seasoned. I mean, seasoned's a bad word.
I know what you mean. They're still wet behind the ears, so to speak.
Yeah, if they still have a career ahead of them. They're not like if the Young Bucks had decided, like, you know what, for 5 years, let's take a contract, or like what the Good Brothers are doing. They're, I want to say, closer to the end of their career than the beginning.
That's fair.
And if they want to make sure they're going to have financial security down the line, whatever they're making now, say it's another $2 million, $3 million over the next 5 years. I mean, what could that do for you long term?
Right, and who's to say, and I'm pretty sure they mentioned this before, that they didn't want to travel like they had to do in New Japan.
I mean, like, that could very well worked out in AEW with less travel, but I just think that there's just some things WWE can offer that AEW can't right now. There is no big licensing deal for AEW. There
You're
is no
taking words right out
residual
of my
money.
mouth.
There's no residual money for these people at this point.
No.
And Moxley made a good point that by riding out his contract till the very end, he did not forego future royalties. Like, Neville will probably never get royalties because he walked out on his contract before it ended. Like, he stopped working before it ended.
Yeah, Moxley did things the right way.
Yeah, so now every time there's a fucking Shield DVD or he's mentioned on the network somewhere, he has a check coming in home. So I could understand the lucrativeness and the business side for, a wrestler to have this guaranteed money, especially towards, the later end of their career.
Definitely. LAX wasn't the only one in Impact that their contract was up after Slammiversary. Your buddy Johnny Impact is now a free agent.
But what I don't know. Because at least, I just don't know. It's like, what's the point of having... This is really the definition of using somebody till the very end. Because, up until recently, Johnny Nitro was one of the top... was the top guy, or Johnny Impact, was one of the, if not the top guy on the show, and now his contract's over, and that's it. Like, to me, that's like such piss poor management.
Definitely.
And he was just, granted, he put over Rich Swann on the way out, but how many people are really watching the product?
And then, did you see what happened in their main event?
I heard it was no, I mean, I didn't see any of it. I heard it was an okay pay-per-view.
The reason I ask is because I saw the clip of it and I was just like, wow. Apparently, Rhino attacked Elgin,
yes.
but he was wearing a mask.
You know why?
Because he's still under contract with WWE.
Yeah, he's still under contract for a couple weeks. I think it expires next week. But yeah, I don't know how that works legally.
Yeah, because I was going to say I thought WWE could probably try and go after him, but I don't see it happening.
I don't think WWE owns the legal likeness of his silhouette, so I don't know, where they could get, if he, they didn't, did they mention him on TV? No, right?
No.
So, I think that's a slippery slope.
But I'm pretty sure you're right that they don't own it because he's already being advertised for independent shows here in the fall.
Well, he's being advertised for something in the future is one thing, but it's like nobody can copyright what your body shape is. So it's like, it's... I don't know how that works, but the fact that he had no identifying stuff on him, I don't know what WWE can claim.
Yeah, I was going to say, but if you watch the clip, you know it's him.
Yeah, I've only heard about it, but did I message you about it? Did you hear about the young man that they're pushing?
Yes.
Fucking Rhino. About this blue chip up and comer.
Apparently, that's the Sammy Callahan booking.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But that wasn't even the main event, though. Was it the main event, Callahan and fucking Tessa Blanchard?
I'm not sure. But that was a really good match.
I didn't see it.
But I wouldn't expect any less because Tessa's really talented.
Yeah, I'm coming around on her. I was never just a really big fan of hers.
She's honestly, I've never personally had an attitude with it. Like she's had an attitude with, but I've seen her get a snotty attitude with people.
I mean, I wasn't impressed with her. She was in the first Mae Young Classic, right?
Yes.
And she's done a little bit of work for WWE before she signed with TNA.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think I ever really was like, oh, she's that great. But I also haven't seen much of her otherwise. I don't tend to go seek women wrestling out. You know, I will if it's good, but I don't know what's good out there.
I know what you mean because there's so much out there.
And there's so much bad out there. Yes, men too, absolutely, but nobody throws together eye candy men shows for creepy women to go watch. So I mean, I've seen some really. I mean, like, look, I don't know if you watch any of the like the Road to Being. I mean, Road to Fighter Fest or Road to Double or Nothing. Like, they've had Road to Fight for the Fallen, and they had one with Brandy talking about, and it was legit, like how she used to be like a legit figure skater, and how she used to get into her own head, and she probably should have won championships there, but she would just get into her own head, and she's like legit crying about it, and I completely forgot where I was going with that. Oh, she says like, you know, that's how she feels in the ring too sometimes, and like I've never been a big fan of her in the ring. I mean, she just had some really bad moments in like a TNA ring.
Yeah.
But but she's putting in the work and stuff like that. Like I forgot what my original point was, but I was never really been impressed with Brandy wrestling, and I hope that changes this weekend because it looks like she's putting in a lot of work to get better.
Well, that's good. And I think the point you were trying to make was about dudes that go to like all women shows, even though they're horrible.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I was just saying like I'm hopeful for this weekend that Brandy Rhodes surprises me in her match against Allie.
Yeah, and I feel bad saying because we talked about this before. Allie never really, to me, was someone like in the ring. You're like, oh my god, I got to stop what I'm doing and go see this. It was more about the Demon Bunny character.
Yeah, and even prior to the Demon Bunny, she was like my only knowledge of her was that tremendously long angle she had with Rosemary, where she started out terrified and she was like the super goody girl who didn't want to get on anybody's nerves, and I think that's when was Brandy in charge at the time. Like, who was like the female that was in charge of shit
I think
at
it
the time?
was.
Yeah, it may have been Brandy at the time, and then she there was a whole Laurel Van Ness wedding thing, and then she got together with her real life husband,
Braxton Sutter.
yeah, Braxton Sutter. But she was always about the character, which I'll give her credit for. She's a great character wrestler. But I want them both to surprise me this weekend.
And what I was going to say is, I don't know how she's going to be able to survive with such a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a crowd that's going to want not just a character wrestler.
I think out of
You know what I
anybody
mean?
though, she's going to be the one that they're most forgiving with.
Yeah.
She's basically the Linda McMahon, and I hate saying that, but like, and I only say that because I don't think Tony Khan is married, and there's no other. I mean, you have like the Buck's wife, but Brandy's is his female face. Like that's his opposite.
Yeah.
And I think if anybody's going to at least get credit for trying, it's going to be her. It's going to be interesting.
I'll give you that.
But Allie, I don't know. I guess so.
You're gonna laugh when I tell you this. I think I watched more of Raw this week than I have in like the past 3 weeks.
Even more than last week's, which was actually really good.
Yeah, well, I have a cheesy kind of reason. Um, I'm trying to remember the segment. It was the trash guy that Shane and Drew were talking to.
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, it was basically one of the people they were trying to find to be Roman's partner.
Okay.
The bald headed dude in backstage.
I just remember the old man who ended up not really being the old man and ended up being something.
Yeah, well, anyway, the white dude that originally it was the first person they went to. I know that dude, so I like was seeing if they were really going to use him or not.
Yeah, I'm just.
So that's actually why I paid attention. I just wanted to see if they were going to use him, and then when they didn't, I was like, ah.
I don't get the ending. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I just don't know if it makes much sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just weird to have a guy like quote unquote debut but lose in a tag match.
Yeah, apparently there's going to be some follow up Monday, but it's going to be fun. Like, I wonder if Heyman had a hand in that. Then, if Heyman's going to be the one taking control, because
yeah, that's why I want to kind of give him a chance. Say, okay, well, let's see what's going to happen on Monday.
Yeah, because apparently, because we mentioned this off air, but as of Monday, um, any current storylines that were planned for SummerSlam are now in the hands of Bischoff and Heyman. Things can change. Vince is getting really hands off. Everything's still going to have to go through him, but I don't think he's going to be the one coming up with the stories so much as approving them.
I'm really intrigued to see where things go.
Yeah, I mean, I hope. I mean, my answer to everything is factions, but
The other thing I thought was cool was people I know. One of the guys that I call it squished, got squashed by War Machine is one of the Amazing Graysons that wrestles at WrestlePro.
yeah, he was also on 205 Live.
Was he really?
Yeah, he fought Jack Gallagher, it seems.
Oh, that's cool. I'm going to have to go check that out.
I seen one of WrestlePro's regulars. I can't remember if it was Donovan or Moff or no, it was Sonny Kiss had put up like that's my friend and tagged him, and when I clicked his name, everybody had flooded his walls with pictures of him from WWE TV, and it looked like the 205 logo, and he was shaking Gallagher's hand. So I'm assuming, cool. Yeah, and I forget the name they gave him. It was his first name was his last name, so it was Devin Grayson,
something like that.
So I think maybe he was like Frankie Devin then, but his last name was Devin. His last name was his first name. And I think it was Frankie Devin was the name.
I just remembered the face, and I was like, holy shit.
I didn't know who he was until I seen him in a picture with his tag partner as the Amazing Grayson. So I was like, oh, okay. Now I know that I've heard it.
Yeah, and what else was I going to say? Oh, I read the Dirt Sheets reported it, which was interesting. Moff was backstage.
Really? That's interesting.
That's the same thing I said as soon as I read it.
I know he's been a security guard before. He's a security guard or a cop a while back. Because I remember Kevin posting something about it, about Moff's first time being used.
Yeah, because he's, isn't he like a firefighter now?
Yeah, I know he was a firefighter because I remember being at some show, and I don't know if it's the Bay Ridge show. I probably was one that I went in Jersey, so it's like 4 years ago, where he actually ran into like a house. Like there was like a big fire that like affected. It actually may have been Rahway, but like he actually couldn't wrestle because he suffered like smoke inhalation or something.
I remember this story because you sent me the link to the whole like thing that happened.
Yeah, I don't remember what was said there because Pat stood up in front of everybody and kind of let Moff have that moment where he kind of explained where everything went and said, outside of here, he's a firefighter. Um, I'm guessing he's still a firefighter, but I don't know him well enough to speak on.
No, because he's a very intimidating individual.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. He's a scary man who makes me very uncomfortable.
And the funny thing is, everyone that I've said that to, they said he's like the nicest guy you could ever meet.
Oh, absolutely. Like in the handful of times I met him, and like when Kevin had really put me over for throwing all the signs around Bay Ridge up when they started running the shows in my old neighborhood. Um, he was one of the first ones that was like, thank you so much and stuff like that. So it was really like, it was
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it really was cool.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. Minus last week, this is how you know WWE's been struggling. My boy has stopped watching Raw.
Who's your boy?
My son.
Oh, your boy. Okay, I didn't mean like your boy.
Oh,
Like,
no, I'm sorry. Yeah, because I saw him put it on yesterday because he wasn't here Monday. And he put it on for like 5 or 10 minutes and then turned it off. And I was like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, "The show stinks. I don't like it."
yeah, it's that's not a good sign. So
He watched the whole SmackDown though. He likes SmackDown,
yeah, I thought SmackDown was better this week.
especially the stuff with Kevin Owens. I really like what they're doing with him.
Yeah, that was unexpected. I mean, they're desperately trying to make it look like a CM Punk. Like there was no doubt in my mind that that's what they were going for. Um, but I don't know. I mean, it's. I'm very optimistic that this could end up like being good. Apparently, this is like they're trying to get him off of TV now, and this is, I guess, instead of just taking him off of TV, they're gonna allow somebody else to be that vessel. You know what I mean? So like, let a
Yes.
superstar benefit from getting him off of TV. So I don't know. I don't think there's anybody more perfect right now than Kevin Owens for that role.
Yeah, they want him to kind of be like the next Stone Cold, so to speak.
Yeah, just anti authority, but like they tried it with Roman, it just didn't work. Some people just have it in their personality, and it's Owens has the kind of personality, and I don't even want to call him a tweener because he's just, I don't know. I just think he has that kind of real guy personality. Like some people can just play that role, and other people can't, and I think that's the perfect fucking role for him.
Yeah, because and this isn't no knock on Roman, but Roman looks like he could go and be a model
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, he looks like a god.
And Kevin Owens looks like, and no, I don't mean this as a knock on Kevin, but he looks like a fucking beer truck driver.
Yeah, yeah, and but he still looks, yeah, yeah. I'm on the
Just
same
a
page.
normal dude.
Yeah, and he can talk. He just knows how to fucking talk.
In my opinion, that's what sets him apart.
Yeah, he can do the same shtick, both heel and face, and do it differently and make it work. So I think that for anybody to get this, I think he's the best one. So long as there's no way Shane comes out on top at all.
Well, I'll say this: if this was like a Bischoff idea with Owens, I already like where they're going because, and most of us know this if you're listening, hopefully, that Bischoff always wanted to do more realism.
Yeah, I also, whether it's Bischoff or not, I think it's WWE realizing they're going to need more. There's more names. Like you're going to need more important names than just what you have, because I think Fox wants separate brands. I don't think Fox wants people. I don't think they want their footage on another network. Like, WWE isn't going to so easily be able to show Raw recaps on SmackDown anymore. Because it's two different networks and now going to own those rights.
Yeah, so like you said, off air, if they were really smart, they should have Heyman and Bischoff come out and kind of really make it like, battle of the brands.
Yeah, or at least show differences in the two brands more than just colors.
Yeah.
Like,
remember, not to cut you off, remember back in the day when they would have the Raw only or SmackDown only pay-per-views, there was a point where, they had brand loyalty where, if you watched SmackDown, you didn't watch Raw or vice versa.
Yeah, and I'd be okay with alternating months of pay-per-views, so you give yourself up to like 6 to 8 weeks to actually flesh out storylines that matter, so you're not oversaturating. Having 15 Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles matches.
Yeah, and then you have like the major ones where they're co-branded, and then like for example, let's say they have Money in the Bank as a co-branded one, then you have a Raw pay-per-view in 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, and that at any point after that, a SmackDown pay-per-view, and then you just alternate. Yeah, no, I'm completely cool with that.
Speaking of Nakamura, it was so weird to see him back on television and then have him beat the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, and I'm actually, I don't think any more matches are going to be added to the pay-per-view, so I'm pretty sure that they're not having a match, and I'm actually very okay with that because it brings me to what I just said, oversaturation of matches. Like, give it more time. Keep this till fucking SummerSlam.
Well, yeah, well, look at what they do at TakeOver. What do they have, 4, 5 matches?
Yeah.
So, so usually you're going to get a match that's at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, I don't care if there's 10 matches on a card. Just let it be 10 matches I haven't seen before.
Exactly.
Like, I'm okay. Like, I definitely didn't need them fighting for the Intercontinental title tomorrow for a brand new paper. Even though Nakamura just got the win. Let that build another 6 weeks. Let it get to the point that when they fight for the title, it means something. Because, I'd book it that, Shinsuke keeps winning. And he has to bring out the demon. Or he turns heel.
Yeah, let Nakamura get on a roll first. As opposed to just, okay, I beat you on Tuesday, I get a title shot now.
Yes, exactly.
Because that doesn't make any sense. I'm actually, I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to Extreme Rules.
Oh, I kind of am too. I think it's going to be a pretty decent pay-per-view. I really do.
I must be honest, though. I hope this is the end of the Rollins, Becky, Corbin, Lacey Evans stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so tired.
And I told somebody else this, and it reminds me of what they're doing with Rollins, and not to that extent, but like they're really piggybacking off of Becky, because now Rollins has a shirt, the man's man.
Yeah, I was actually just about to bring up, they just released the absolute worst, cringiest t-shirt that they've ever, like, I'm all about equality, bro. I'm the last person that would ever have a problem with a woman referring to herself as a man or, as the man. But your world champion you have as the man's man. It's nothing to do with homosexuality. That's so emasculating.
Well, in the interview they had with him and her, and I hate to use this term, and if people get offended, so be it. But they're making Seth Rollins look like a cuck.
That's what they're doing with fucking Mike Kanellis.
That too. But you know what I mean? It's just really weird.
Oh, I agree. I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, and which reminds me, I think it was this past week, because didn't Becky and Lacey like get in a brawl on the rampway?
I don't. I don't know.
Or maybe it was, I don't, it might have been last week, but anyway.
I don't think she's had any physical contact because she's pregnant. Oh, Lacey.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't give two shits less about that.
Oh, I know. The only reason I'm bringing this up is it was within the last week or two. Somebody put a video up where Lacey Evans legitimately like clocked Becky in the jaw.
Oh, that was this week.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah, very reminiscent of Nia Jax.
Yeah, man, that was brutal. I know they're big on Lacey, but she is sloppy.
I would slowly be over Lacey if I was them, but that's just me. Cause I thought she was gonna have some bit of a future, but no, I don't think she's that good.
I know, but from what I'm reading, Vince likes her, so you know where that's going.
Yeah, we'll see though. We'll see, because Vince isn't necessarily going to be in charge anymore.
Well, that's true.
If she's not getting over, I don't know if Heyman's going to beat a dead horse. I mean, maybe he finds a way to get her over. I just pray to God she doesn't become champion this weekend.
Yeah. That would be like, I don't want to say my worst nightmare, but like if they let Corbin and Lacey Evans win the titles, like I think people are going to have a mutiny.
I don't think it's going to go over well, so.
Especially in Philly.
Yeah, what if Brock comes out?
That'd be cool. I want to see what kind of numbers they're going to pull for that pay-per-view, because I heard they were really struggling to sell tickets.
And, like, this is actually a good-looking pay-per-view, too, other than the Corbin and what's her name?
Lacey.
Yeah.
I have to see what's all on the card, because I haven't really, like, paid attention.
I believe there are 10 matches.
Give me a second and I'll tell you. I'm firing up the Wikipedia machine.
That works, too.
Because they usually have everything that we're looking for. Where the hell are we? Here we are. Extreme Rules. You're right. There is 10. That's what I forgot to mention. What do you think of Cesaro being the guy Aleister Black's going to wrestle?
Slightly confused, because I thought they were going to do more to build, because I don't see Aleister losing.
No.
So, I mean, I don't think Cesaro losing would really hurt him drastically. I don't know. I think they're going to have a great match. I think there's a lot worse choices than Cesaro.
No, he'll make him look great.
Yeah, but...
oh, that's what I wanted to bring up. It just reminded me as I saw the matches here. I'm normally not one to complain about somebody, like, speaking or whatever on the microphone, because I'm very, like, you know, nervous and stuff. I did not realize how heavy Nikki Cross's accent was.
Oh, yeah, she's from Scotland.
I was like, wow, now I kind of understand why they don't want her to talk a lot.
But was this the first week you actually heard her talk? She's been talking a lot the last couple of weeks. Like, a lot.
Shows you how much I pay attention.
Yeah, for like the last 6 weeks. She's actually had quite a few.
She looked really, like, nervous this week.
Huh.
Because I kept seeing her, like, where you would, like, your eyes would move to try to, like, remember your line.
I've always just incorporated that as part of the character. I mean, cause
that could be true.
Because it's not like she's new at wrestling. Like, she was big in Europe before she came here.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
But my God, 10 matches, dude. They really sure love to put on a lot of matches.
yes, they do.
Are you excited for its Fight for the Fallen, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm very excited for. I'm very excited for that.
I'm looking, trying to pull up the card because I wanted to see how many they have as comparison. They have 8 matches.
Yeah,
But
I think they're gonna go back to their roots and have a really good show.
but it says 2 of them are pre-show.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The 6-man with Janela and Sean Spears is the pre-show, and Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon is the other pre-show match.
Oh, Cornette's gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah,
Yeah, oh fuck.
I'll tell you this. I'm not super familiar with these guys, but the Dark Order, they kind of I don't know. They don't really excite me.
Oh, I'm looking forward to them.
It'll be they're in a triple threat tag match, so
I mean, anybody that's new for me is exciting, and until I have a reason not to be excited, I'm gonna remain excited.
that's fair.
I mean, it's you can't start discounting things like, like before you see. I mean, it's like the gimmick's just different. I mean, it's like, have you ever seen a gimmick like that though?
Not really.
So I mean, like, for that alone, because it's something different, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this a try. It's not a copy of something I've seen already. Like, this could be potentially cool. Lights go out. They have guys who look just like them, like as fucking minions. Like that has the potential of being really fucking cool.
You got a
Hey,
point.
so I mean, it's like at a reason to dislike something. I am looking at AEW as a restart on wrestling for me. I have no preconceived notions about nothing, and anytime I feel myself like being negative, it's like this is being a typical wrestling fan. I'm complaining before I know what the fuck I'm talking about
No, I know what you're saying.
because I'm so used to bad wrestling between fucking WWE, TNA, now unfortunately Ring of Honor.
I know, man. They've really. I think they're in trouble personally.
Oh, they have to be, bro. No one's going to their shows anymore.
I feel bad for PCO because he's dude that's been killing it.
Hey, I'm sure he's getting paid. I mean, it's just that he's not wrestling in front of anybody.
Yeah,
I mean, it's...
which is another interesting thing to see what's going to happen with Marty Skrull because his deal's coming up at some point.
Oh, yeah, I am pretty sure he's gonna be elite. Be elite. I would be surprised if there was anything otherwise. I think he's just waiting out his contract.
It makes sense.
I mean, it's cool for BCO to at least have gotten a new contract and get a new fan base, but he's definitely not somebody I want to see show up in AEW.
Yeah, with all this crazy shit he's doing.
I mean, like, I don't know. There's just so many young guys that...
No, I know what you mean. Because it's a young man's game.
Yeah.
I just remembered this. Did you see the other new shirt that was cringeworthy that WWE put out for The Undertaker and Roman Reigns?
Oh, the fucking graveyard dogs? Yeah.
I know there's a couple people said that they really liked it. I just think it's terrible.
Oh, I think it's so bad.
Why does it have to be a dog? Why can't it? I mean...
Because he's the big dog.
I know, but I was just like, can't you come up with something any better? That sounds fucking terrible. And I'm trying to be positive here.
Yeah, there's no positivity about that. Like, that is bad. That is bad in every sense of the word.
Well, and it
Bad.
reminds me of when Jericho and AJ Styles were a tag team for all of like a month or two, and they made them a shirt.
Yeah, the Y2AJ.
It's like, why would you do that unless you have like long term plans? But I can't see it with Taker.
Or the same thing with the Jericho.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's been a couple of those fucking instances where there's been shirts like when they had like the Shield one night only.
I guess I could kind of get that because the Shield's their big thing. They've been trying to milk forever.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's just a couple of really silly shirts. I'm trying to remember more. I'm sure other people could probably remember a lot more. But there's been a couple that fucking Blue Pants had her own shirt. Remember that shit?
Dude, I'll give her credit. She got a fucking pair of pants over.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Blue Pants is kind of like what got her over enough to get a job at fucking AEW.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
she's been everywhere.
I mean, she's a good worker, but I mean, how many good workers are there out there
A lot.
that just haven't had that notoriety? So now people are like, Blue Pants, you know, and wrestling fans are just like that. So it's like a dumb gimmick that'll get you over with smart wrestling fans.
Yeah, go figure, right?
Yeah.
I also wanted to bring this up before I forgot. Did you read that WWE canceled their tour in Italy?
Yes, and I think it actually has something to do with them having too many shows as opposed to not enough, like not enough attendance.
I believe so.
So, I mean, it's like, I don't know if, because I had originally heard it was a Raw taping, and now I'm not hearing that anymore. So, I heard it's a Monday show, but I'm pretty sure Monday show is a Raw taping, so.
Huh. That's strange.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Well, like you said, dude, I'm about to pull up because I haven't seen the card for the Evolve show. Have you?
No. I know it's fucking Adam Cole versus Akira Tozawa, and I guess that's a big deal for, like, I guess, like, old school Evolve fans, because Tozawa was a big deal, apparently.
Yeah, and then Riddle's wrestling Gulak.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, that should be a decent match. I mean, like, it looks like it's going to be an alright card. It's just shitty timing on WWE's
Well, remember what you told me a few weeks back? I always remember. You were like, holy shit, Eddie Edwards is going to be on the WWE network.
Yeah. To me, that's still crazy.
I know, it is weird. It's just, I don't know. Like, even the one Evolve show I went to was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they have great names. I think it's going to be a great show, but I think, like, it's WWE having a big hand in it. I don't have a lot of hope.
Yeah, well, because the show I saw was Matt Riddle's last match for them.
Okay.
And it was at the arena. I'm not even kidding, and no disrespect to them. I went outside during the main event to get some air.
Oh, hold on. That's scam likely. But hold on, just in case. Hello? Hi, how are you?
That's why we play
Who am I speaking with? Oh, they hung up, but they knew my last name.
Mr. Enos?
No, they actually said Ennis. They got it right.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
I've heard Enos my whole life, so I'm definitely used to.
It can't be any worse than the stuff I was told.
I don't know what could possibly be worse than Enos the Penis or Ryan Anus. I mean, you're more than welcome to tell me, but
I'll tell you off air.
yeah, I was Enos the Penis. That shit was not fun.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very fun at all. But before we get out of here, What are you up to this weekend other than watching wrestling?
Just watching wrestling. There's so much this weekend, so.
Playing Mortal Kombat?
No, I'm actually back to playing Borderlands. I had never gotten around to finishing it.
Which
So,
one?
2.
Okay.
So yeah, trying my hand. I like shooters. Plus, my buddy and I have also been playing the Division.
I'm going to give a shout out to Mark because he's been binge playing the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Oh, that's cool.
Because he posted a tweet about it that he was something about it, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
I'm getting fucking murked at the moment, though.
But let me see. I'm going to the Lyle C. Williams memorial show tonight. Basically, it's a bunch of companies came together, putting a show together, and whatever money they make is going to his family.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, so that's going to be cool. I hope a lot of people come to help out his mom and everything. And then,
I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and then probably like you just watching wrestling and relaxing for the weekend. And then I think I'm going to go to Tremont's and watch the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, if my wife wants to do something, happy wife, happy life. But
Of course.
other than that, I have no plans, but I never do. I'm completely happy with not having a life.
It's the middle of the month. I don't have any money.
Dad, bro, you're preaching to the fucking choir. That's what I tell my wife.
I always tell people I usually have it the first week or so, and then I'm fucked.
Yeah, no, I gotta wait a little bit. I just pay rent. I'm broke.
I hear you. But on that note, we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff. And we'll see you back next time. Have a good day, everybody.